Well, we left the historical area, and Sue and I decided to come to a place I haven't been to in probably 15, 20 years the last time I was here. What's the name of this place? I forget. McCall's, yeah.
Okay, and let me get this order in, I'll be right back.
Okay, and anyway, McCall's is known for chicken dinners, but Sue was telling me, as you can see here on the menu, right here, fried pork tenderloin sandwich. And I'm a sucker for pork tenderloin sandwiches deep fried, because when you leave Indiana, it's like nobody knows what those are. So we found a couple places here that's got them know. Ramshackles, which is one of my favorite places to have lunch. It's not in the villages though, but
Belle Glade actually has one now, but they put a lot of stuff on it. Remember I brought you one?
You brought me a Belle Glade. That ain't even close to what we get in Indiana. Nobody ever gets a tenderloin sandwich with bacon on it and cheese. That's disgusting.
Lettuce and tomato. And
trust me, don't go to Belle Glade and get a tenderloin sandwich, because that chef over there, he thinks he's an artist and he screws everything up. Here's your menu, if you can see. I don't want to do a food review because that ain't my thing, but
Are we going to do a 2-quart set?
But Sue said she'd been here before and got that tenderloin, and after, you don't know how many hours it took to do our video today, to go from Brownwood all the way to the historical area and running around in every neighborhood, including Lake Sumter, and getting what we can get for you. And then we've also done the military park, a couple of neighborhood parks. So anyway, we're going to eat. Across the street over there, if you look, there's World of Beer. Let me just see how far this thing will zoom in. World of Beer, right there. Next to it's WVLG. That's the old radio station. I don't know if it's still there or not. It might still be. So that's where we're at, close to downtown Spanish Springs. We're at McCall's, which is half a restaurant, half a bowling alley, right? And we're in the restaurant part, and this place has always had a good reputation for food.
And their world famous chicken.
And I was going to say, and their number one thing that they're famous for is fried chicken, which till this day, I've never had it. Here I am here to get the fried chicken. I had it in my mind getting fried chicken when I pulled in here, and I'm getting a grilled tenderloin sandwich.
You can always take the tenderloin home with you.
No.
Okay.
Food, when you take it home, put it in the refrigerator, take it out and reheat it, never tastes the same.
Oh, your world is terrible, I'll tell you.
It doesn't. It's just like taking French fries from McDonald's. You go home, they're cold. Well, we'll microwave and warm them up. They're not the same. The crispness is gone. See that over there? That's what you do when you're in the villages. You just park in the middle of the road when you want to get something. You don't care about nobody else. Just park in the middle of the road.
That's the Flippers over there. Flippers Pizza.
Okay, here's the shooting range here, air shooting range. They got signs there saying please stay distancing apart. This one here might say that too. No, it just says lower sunscreens when you are finished shooting. But you put your targets up down there. I guess they use pellets. I don't really know what they do. I've never really done it. But just by looking at the targets down there, there's a lot of people here that are bad shot. Oh my God, there's bullet holes all over the top of the thing. There's bullet holes all the way down to the ground. Good Lord. Well, anyway, looks like this place here has seen its better days, and my guess is they're tearing this one down probably. And the new one, yeah, the new one's right over here. This one here is going to be much nicer.
And they're pretty close to being done, I think.
Well, they got some work to do here.
Well, I said, what's in the paper?
You can see the brick wall back there in the back, and here's probably the shooting stands up front. So, yeah. They're doing some things up here. So if you go to the historical area, here's something else that's close to your house. The stoplight at Rio Grande Avenue, if you're coming in from the other direction, like we were a while ago, you can turn right on that road, go down there.
Many times go that way to avoid being on this road.
A lot of people that don't even live here uses Rio Grande Avenue as a shortcut to go to and from work. And that's one thing I was talking about in the historical area, the way Harold Schwartz designed that neighborhood. Basically, there is no through roads up there, so you won't have people cutting through your neighborhood down a road to deliver packages or to go to work. Once you go in that neighborhood, there's only one or two ways out, and they both of them kind of lead you to another road. So there's no really a shortcut in there. That in itself is good design in my mind. This is the village of Della Vista, Going home, I don't know if I mentioned that, there are 2 or 3 of these neighborhoods. Bella Vista East, Bella Vista North. I think one on over there is Bella Vista West, maybe. There's the Bella Vista South. The ones with the wall around it are courtyard villas. That wall is part of their backyard that fits it in. And it also would serve as a nice sound barrier too. That's what it basically is there for. You start getting down into here, that's when you start noticing that every house has a garage, not like the historical area. This is the village of Tierra del Sol.
Yeah, I love Tierra del Sol.
Super nice area, like it a lot. Matter of fact, I would buy a house back there and live back there. The only thing is, it's really not close to anything, like town, shopping, or anything like that. I like being golf cart accessible. Not to say you can't get there, you can. But I wouldn't want to have to drive up and down that road every day. This is a wooden bridge that was put in, I don't know, 25, 30 years ago. There's a church here on the left. This is called Hope Fellowship Church. The Lutheran Church. We're now running along 466. We will be going under 466 with this tunnel up here. Notice the tunnels, something else you may want to notice. I don't know how well my camera shows it. Notice how short these tunnels are. It almost looks like my golf cart. And if you look on the side here, look on the side of the tunnel. See them scrape marks? If you don't pay attention coming in here and you got a golf cart, you get too close to that wall, you will hit it. You will scrape it. You'll see scrape marks all along here. Now, here's the thing. They decide they're going to put their golf cart in the garage, they're going to put a lift kit on it. You got to raise that puppy up 6 inches. You got to put a lift kit on it. Don't know why they do that. It's a golf cart, for God's sake. And then they come running around the villages and they hit that. We had a neighbor that done that. He brought a golf cart down here that had a lift kit on it. He didn't put it on it, but it already had one. I tried to tell him about these bridges or tunnels. I don't think he's listening. So he hits one of them tunnels, and I went by his house one day and he had somebody over there, don't know who it was. They were cutting the sides of his golf cart down so they could lower the roof so he could go under these tunnels and not hit them. Most of them you won't have a problem with. Some of them you may.
And somebody asked that question too, just how high are the tunnels and are they all the same height?
I am not, but here's where the newer tunnel started. See how much taller this one is?
Yeah.
Notice on the side you don't see any scrape marks. So when we start getting down to Lake Sumter area, when they came across 466, they had to build this stop to go down to Lake Sumter. They realized some of the problems they had up north. That was one of them. And so they made the tunnels taller. And I think that one there is one of the first ones. Also, it's all been changed over the years, but also notice the golf cart trails here are wider than a lot of them are up north, even though they've been tearing a lot of them golf cart trails out and putting newer ones in. Now, they can't do anything about going across North Boulevard's bridge. It's part of the bridge. You'd have to tear out part of the bridge to make this golf cart trail wider, and that's almost impossible. But
best thing to do is just slow down.
Yeah, best thing to do is just slow down. I pull my mirror in because I'll be honest with you, I just don't trust half these old people around here. Half of them can't see, the other half are drunk.
Yeah.
Some of them are on pharmaceuticals, and I'm going across the bridge where I got nowhere to go. I can't go right, I can't go left. That village's water tower way over there, where is that next to? What village would that be?
I can't tell you, because of the way the direction the road goes, I don't know.
I thought I might have to put my sides down. That's the reason I pulled in here, to put my sides down. That's what everybody's doing. They're all putting their sides down.
And you kept the camera up?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I think we're just going to take a chance. We're just going to keep on a rolling. We're going to keep on a strolling. Keep on a motoring. Keep on a modocking.
Just hit it, Ethel.
By the way, I filled up with gas yesterday. You guys probably saw that video by now. Just so you know, I had to go all the way to Lake Sumter. We run around everywhere. Like I've said before, I lost all that video, or a lot of it. Had to go back up there again today, the very next day. So I went all the way up there today, run all over the place. And you've probably seen that video too. And I'm looking down at my gas gauge. Right now I'm back at Lake Sumter, and I went down 1 dot. I'm not sure how much 1 dot is, but
How much is a full tank?
I think 6.1 gallons. 6.2 gallons is completely full, something like that. And I went down. There's approximately 10 dots across there, I'm going to say.
It's raining here.
And it went down 1 dot. Yeah, it's raining.
It's raining here.
So I may have to put my sides down. Where's my thing at? Damn, I can't get a hold of it. Yeah, we're going to pull in here and put our sides down. I can see that right now. This place here, there used to be a grocery store here called Sweet Gum.
Sweet Bay.
What was it?
Sweet Bay.
Sweet Bay. And I'm not a grocery guy at all. But
You park that way.
huh?
Park that way.
Why?
That way that the water's coming this way instead
We're
of
just
this
putting the
way.
sides down.
Okay.
But I like Sweet Bay better than I do Winn-Dixie. That's just my opinion.
Really? You're afraid you're going to get stuck during the hurricane with no beer?
It's just, as long as I'm here, you know,
Same.
I'm gonna do what everybody else does. I'm gonna park up there, right there next to the store.
I'll go ahead and talk. Yeah, we're stopping at Winn-Dixie. What?
Get my map.
Well, there is a hurricane coming, you know. It's really not supposed to be here. This is Friday night, and it's really not supposed to be bad here until maybe Sunday. Daily rain that we have in the rainy season. Don't let anybody kid you. It rains here. It doesn't just sprinkle, it rains. It doesn't always continue for a long time. A lot of times, you know, it rains for 10 minutes and it's over. Sun comes back out and you go on about your business. But other times, like I said, it's a gully washer. That's what my mom always called it, a gully washer. I mean, it really comes down in sheets sometimes. You get used to it. You know when to go and when not to go and that kind of thing. And like I said, we know that the hurricane isn't that close yet. And this could be some of the rain from the hurricane, but I don't think so. I think it's just our regular daily rain. But now, I mean, we're in Lake Sumter, and it may not be raining in Brownwood. You know, where we live, it may not be raining. When we come from Spanish Springs, it was just sprinkling over there. It could be it just hadn't got to us yet. But like I said, we may get home and everything be dry. And I said, I'm hoping we got some because our yard and the plants could really use some rain. And these 90-degree days, you just don't know. It's really hard to decide how much water to give everything. They're always wanting you to conserve water in the summertime, but with 90-degree heat, it just fries you. So, you know, you got to decide that for yourself. And I said, we're not having a drought, but I don't know if we're up to par on how much rain we actually need for the year. Seems like we've had a lot, but like, it's not continuous like it is in a lot of places. I mean, I've been in Indiana where it seemed like it rained all week. And I mean, all day for weeks, but doesn't seem to do that here, which I'm glad for because rain is so depressing, but so is the snow. So you pick your poison. And I said, I'm inside the golf cart, and I said, we've got the sides down, and it's relatively dry, kind of stuffy. And I said, we've got the back still open, but we've got the sides down. And I said, it's kind of stuffy, but not bad. One of the sides, the zipper's still open, so there's still some air coming through there. So I'm glad we got to do some video over on the historic side. And maybe we didn't do enough, maybe we need to do some more, I don't know, but it seems like everybody's concentrating on the new area and all the new homes. And that's about the only way you're going to get a brand new home, is to go to the southern area, the Finney area. And there's a lot to be said for these used homes. I mean, they've had a lot of stuff done to them that you don't have to worry about. The landscaping's in. A lot of times they've remodeled, put in your stainless steel and your granite countertops and stuff like that if you don't have them in the new home. And you can get a buy sometimes on the price. But I got to tell you, the villages the housing prices keep pretty steady from one end to the other. I mean, in my wildest dreams, I'd have never thought of buying a mobile home, a used mobile home, for $179,000. But they got them here. And it's not that they're any more lavish than any other ones. They're mobile homes. But I said, people's done things to them. Added a carport, added a garage, added fire pits and stainless steel, that kind of thing. But it's still a manufactured home. It all depends on just what you can live with. And I think it's perfect for people that are here part-time. And I said, we rented over there quite a bit because I liked it because it's so compact. You can get to everything. Now, I'm a walker, but still, you can get everywhere by walking. You can go to the library, to the pool, and now you can do that in your neighborhoods. But that whole historic side over there is like that. It's just very walker friendly. And they are pulling some of the single wides out and building these new stick-built homes, in which some of them are just as cute as could be. They're using the same design patterns that they use in the other places. I think the sycamore is one of the ones that they use a lot because it has a front porch. And I think people like that. I like that. I really, really like that design because of the front porch. And I said, where I come from, you go out on the front porch and talk to the neighbors as they go by. The lanais are all in the back, most of them. Now the patio villas are in the front, but most of the lanais are in the designer homes are in the back, so you don't see people as much. I just like the idea of a porch, front porch. I think I'm used to the Victorian style of home with a big front porch. Went to the Henry Ford Museum. No, it was Ford, but it was in Fort Myers, I believe. And he has a house there, and it is a museum, but it has his workshop where he helped design rubber, I think. There's a whole big story about that. I won't bore you with it, but it was interesting. He brought all these plants back from overseas because they were trying to find a alternative to rubber. And so he brought all these strange plants back to try to recreate something that would be affordable and be different than rubber. And I said, he's got a whole garden of these unusual plants. And I think Tom Hall over in Australia was going to the Banya Museum and the Banya Forest. And if I'm not mistaken, down there at the Ford place, I think they had a Banya tree that was right out front when you leave the museum part and go to walk in the garden area. I think they had a Banya tree there. Very unusual. And I loved some of the landscaping there. And not just because it was pretty, but some of it was really unusual. Most of it was very unusual because of stuff that we don't see here. And I really liked it. They had had some of the cars out in the garage. They had his boat. He had a wooden electric boat. That's what it is. It's a Ford Edison. Yeah, it's Ford Edison's what it was. Yeah, and they had the electric boat, and I think it's still in the harbor there. I don't think you can ride on it anymore. I'm not sure, but I don't think you can ride on it anymore. But it was an interesting trip. It really was. So we went there on a fluke and was really, really taken by how interesting it was. It was worth the money. And we've referred people there that are going to the area. We always tell them to go take a look at it because you'll really be surprised. Well, this rain just keeps on going, don't it? And Skipper went in to get some beer, believe it or not. I don't know why he worries about it, but you know how it is. And he doesn't really drink that much. It's just the idea of not having any. That's what it is. And I said, you would think, the way he acts that he drinks a lot. He doesn't. He really, really doesn't. He drinks mostly iced tea. In the mornings, he drinks lots and lots of coffee. You know, he's got that fancy coffee machine that I can't even use. That was my Christmas present last year, by the way. But I can't even use the thing. But he loves his fancy coffee. And I said, and then the rest of the afternoon he drinks tea, iced tea. And then usually when he sits down to do his videos, and that kind of thing, then he'll go out and get a beer. Like I said, it's really, it makes it look like he drinks all the time, and he just doesn't. And that's especially when I tell him he's got a beer gut. And I say he drinks less and less because of that. Oh my goodness. Hope he hurries up. I would like to get out of this stuff. He's probably sitting inside the store waiting for the rain to quit. Maybe the liquor part isn't open and he had to go into the grocery. I don't know. Wouldn't have been so bad if we were stranded at Starbucks. Yeah, and all our umbrellas is in the back of the car. I don't think there's one in here. I used to keep a couple in the basket, but I see he's taking them out. No matter, because I'm not going anywhere. Unless I've got my hat, and I said that keeps most of the rain off, but I'm just going to sit right here. And I don't know if you got enough of the video yesterday when we went home, that we went through the village of Caroline, where we used to live, and in 2007 they had a tornado that went through. And that's the one thing, you really don't have to worry too much about the hurricanes here, because by the time they get inland as far as we are, they pretty much petered themselves out. But they do cause tornadoes, and the tornadoes do damage. And like I said, the last one here of any size was, like I said, 2007, and at the Coconut Cove Rec Center, there's a copper plaque there at the rec center outside, and it's to all the neighbors that lived in that area, and it was mostly Mallory, Caroline, and Virginia Trace in that area, and Mallory has got the highest point in the village, is in Mallory. And I said, you could sit on that point and look down the hill at all the blue tarps and roofs that were damaged during that tornado. We come like a week after the tornado had hit. But anyhow, that plaque is to all the neighbors that helped take care of each other. When they lost a roof, they invited their neighbors over to stay till they could get something done. A lot of them helped put tarps on the roof until the construction people could get there. There's just a lot of things that they done to help one another, and it was such a nice thing. It really was. But that's what that plaque is for, is congratulating all the people in the neighborhood for kind of taking care of one another. And that's stuff you like to hear, especially if you're far from home. You don't have family here. And like I said, it's kind of nice to know that we all kind of take care of each other. I remember before the Hurricane Irma, Skip and the neighbor guy, Heart Attack Bob, I know you've heard him talk about Heart Attack Bob, they went around house to house, because half of our neighborhood were snowbirds. So they weren't here. Because I think this was, it was before the winter season, before people got here. Because our hurricane season starts in June. And they went around to all the places that people weren't home, and they moved their outdoor grills in, they moved their lawn chairs, anything that could be blown around by the tornado, they moved them in for them. And most people appreciate it, because I said they weren't here. So they didn't know anything about the storm. And I thought it was nice that they took the time to go around and do that for people. Because I said some people had a lot of stuff out, and they never thought about it before they left, because it was, nice, bright, sunny day. And so never give it a thought about a tornado coming through. So I said they spent the time going around moving planters up near the house. Like I said, taking the lawn furniture, putting it in the lanais or in the garages or that kind of thing. Because most of us have, we know our neighbor's garage code. And so we could put their stuff in, and it was really nice to see. They saved a lot of damage. They really did. It's lightening up a little bit. I still wonder what in the heck's taking so long to get beer. I know they don't card him, and he had his mask with him. He's always asking me how come it takes so long to go to the grocery. Now, now I get to ask him. Yeah, it's lightening up a little bit. Nice and you never know. Sun might come out here shortly by the time we get home. That's just the way it works down here. And I'm sitting here looking at the camera and that's what I thought. You were inside waiting for it to let up. Good Lord.
It started pouring down when I was in there, and I just thought I'd hang around until it slacked up a little bit.
That's what I figured.
Didn't look like it was going to.
You don't think you may put that back thing down